We've come to Roslin now to look at the national winning loft of Gunn Cherrie. Good morning, Tom.
Morning, Keith. Welcome to Roslin. It's a pity the weather's not a bit better for you.
Yeah,
It's the best day we've had so far. So
is it?
it's not too bad. Yeah.
Never mind, we'll see a few good pigeons, that's the main thing.
Hopefully.
How long have you been in sport?
Ever since I was a small boy, I always liked the pigeons. I used to visit a chap's loft who stayed next to us in the housing scheme. I was about 5 or 6 year old.
Yeah.
And that's been the last near enough 38 years now.
Yeah. When did you form the partnership, Gunn Cherrie?
Roughly the last 12 years, 12, 14 years, once I moved up to Roslin here. I moved up here at the house with a job for Lone Head, and we went into partnership then.
Yeah. What's your best performances?
Best performance, well, really I've got to say was the first open Rennes pigeon. He won the national. It was a good flying day, flying in a heat wave and a light headwind. The race really could have been won anywhere, and he was a good pigeon.
Yeah. How far was that?
Rennes distance is 540 miles.
Yeah, long time.
Last year's Sertilly national was a good national. It was a hard national again. There was one pigeon on the day flying about 60 miles short of us, and we were 5th, 6th and 7th open.
Yeah.
So I think that was quite a good performance.
Brilliant. What sort of racing you like? Long distance or short distance?
I like long distance racing, the best of the lot. We try and compete from the first race to the last race, but I really like long distance racing better.
This is a class looking hen. What's this one, Tom?
This is a pigeon that we call Duchess. She's been to the national 5 times. She's bred at a direct son of the Rennes national winner, and her daughter, a pigeon we cried Ruby, she won 4 times at the national. Yeah. She went to Beauvais the first time and she was in the clock, but she was just out of the result. Then she scored at Sertilly, which is 496 miles, Rennes, which is 540 miles, and then again at Sertilly again, all in the result. Yeah.
What system was she raced on?
The first time she went across, she was on a natural system, but the last 2 years we've tried a roundabout system with the pigeons. Yeah, she's beautiful. Then.
What family is she?
She's the old Welsh pigeons, basically all Welsh pigeons. Ivor Garland's hen was a really good Elgin and Thurso pigeon, and she goes back to that line as well.
Good morning, David.
Morning, Keith.
What system do you race your pigeons?
We're now racing a roundabout system, but for the last 10 years we've raced a natural system.
Yeah. When do you pair up?
We pair up the first weekend, February.
Yeah. Tell us about your roundabout system.
It's a basic sort of roundabout system.
Yeah.
The cocks and hens are kept separate compartments next to each other.
Yeah.
Not in separate lofts.
Do you actually race the cocks and the hens?
Both cocks and hens, yes.
Yeah. How about feeding?
The feeding, it's just a normal widowhood type feeding, broken down at the start of the week and built up at the end of the week.
How do you train your pigeons?
They're not trained once they're on the system.
No.
They're never trained during the system. They only get a couple of tosses before the racing starts.
Yeah. Do they feed around the youngsters before they go on the system?
They all get to feed around the youngsters, and then they're separated 3 weeks probably before the first race.
Yeah. So you think it's a good system for the long distance?
Well, for us it is, certainly, because the training system changes for the distance racing, and we save a lot of miles in the car.
Yeah. Do you put all the cocks and hens in one race?
Yep, if the weather's good, we'll send them all.
Yeah. What happens if a cock comes home with a hen then?
Well, I've got some spare hens here.
Yeah.
So if there's a cock comes first, there's a hen gets thrown in and he's quite happy.
I see. Yeah.
If a hen comes first, we throw a cock in and she's quite happy.
Yeah.
So it's easy to work.
This is a nice cock. Tom, what's this one?
This is a pigeon that was 5th open the Scottish National for Sertilly last year. He's raced quite well. He won as a youngster, as a yearling. He won right out to 270 miles. As a 2-year-old last year, he scored out at Basingstoke, which is the longest inland federation race. That's about 350 miles. And then he went back to Sertilly, where he was 5th open.
Brilliant. How far Sertilly?
Sertilly's 496 miles.
What family is this pigeon?
Basically the old Iron Man pigeons for Priest Brothers of South Wales. I reckon they're one of the top lofts down there, been at the top for many years. And his sire is a direct son of Roy Seaton's national winner, the old super crack pigeons.
This is the nest box compartment of the roundabout system, and this is the partnership's cockbirds. This is where the roundabout hens live and look very comfortable on their V perches. What families of pigeons you race in, Tom?
Pigeons we're racing now are basically down through a Rennes national pigeon. What we do is we cross them with other birds we bring in, but the pigeons we bring in must be direct for good winners.
Yeah.
Not just club winners, but we have them for combine winners, national winners, or whatever. We cross them back and forth with them, then test them on the road. If they survive, they survive. If not, then the whole lot go. The stock birds, the family all go.
Yeah. So how many stock birds do you keep?
There's 8 pair of stock birds over there now, which is really too many for us.
Yeah. When do you pair them up?
Stock birds are paired up at the same time as the race pigeons, so that we could swap the first round of eggs under the race birds, and the stock birds go back down again.
Yeah. How about feeding?
They feed in basically the same as the race birds, but they have a lot of beans. We buy some farm beans every year, about half a tonne, and that's mostly what they've had to rear youngsters in that one.
Yeah. What families have you got in here at the moment then?
Family over there for the distance racing, we have a direct son of Roy Seaton's national winner. There's 3 direct off our own national winner. There's a hen through Jack Holmes' national winner, when she was paired to his yearling national winner. So they always try to keep the top bloodlines going, direct from winners. I think it was Kirtland that says one time that the best apples never fall far from the tree, and that's the theory that we go on.
Yeah.
Strains mean nothing to us. As long as the pigeons can fly and breed good pigeons, that's all we're interested in.
Are you interested in type or tall when you go out and buy pigeons?
Don't like pigeons that are too big.
No.
Don't like big, deep-keeled pigeons. But as long as they race well and they look well, they come well, that's all we're interested in.
This is the partner's stock loft. It's an 8x4 shed and a nice wire flight on the front for the inmates. This is the scene inside the stock loft. The birds look very comfortable.
This cock pigeon's a direct son of a Rennes national winner. His dam is a double granddaughter of Howden Gold, who won the Rennes national for Jimmy Jackson 2 years before we won the race. Everything coming down out of that cock is throwing good pigeons at a distance. The blue hen, Duchess that you saw earlier, she's all down through this cock.
Beautiful, isn't
He's a cracking pigeon. He actually raced and he took some tickets on the road before we put him into the stock loft.
he? This is the partner's main racing loft. It's 30 foot long. It has 3 compartments. The pigeons trap through the open doors and then go through bob traps into the nest box compartment. How many babies you breed each season in, Dave?
We'll breed 60, however we normally try and keep 45 for ourselves and send the other 15 out to people that want them. But we keep 45 and train 45 to start with.
Yeah. How far do you race them?
We race them if we can. The lot will go to 215, but we keep half the team back after the first 4 races.
Yeah. What's your system of racing young birds?
Just basic young bird racing. However, once they mature a bit, we separate the cocks for the hens, and we can tease them a wee bit in the later racing.
Put them together on a Friday night
That's
sort of
right,
thing.
yeah.
How about training?
Oh, they get a lot of training. We start training the 1st of July, and I'll try and give them about 15 tosses before the first young bird race.
Yeah. How about feeding?
The feeding, it's just a basic feeding again. They get the liege, Versilaga liege, and we build them up as the week goes on towards the racing.
These are 1 or 2 of the partner's early youngsters. I must say, look nice and clean. The whole loft system has grille floors. This is the partner's 18-foot young bird loft. It has 2 sections and all trapping is through the open doors. This is a nice pigeon, Tom. What's this one?
This is a hen that was 6th open in the Scottish National race for Sertilla last year. She's been quite a consistent hen. As a yearling last year, she won the Basingstoke in the last Open Federation race. This is about 350 mile.
What family is she?
She's a Verhey crossed into her own family, the old national family.
Yeah,
A Dutch Allen Moll's combine winner in her as well. But she'll go back again this year and see how she does.
Nice pigeon, Tom. What's this one?
This pigeon was 7th open in the Scottish National race for Sertilla last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been a good pigeon even since he was a baby. First as a youngster, as a yearling he won out of rugby, which is 270 mile, and then he scored again out of Sertilla this year.
Fam's he?
But he is a 100% Janssen pigeon.
Yeah.
And they say the Janssens won't fly in a hard day, but it was a hard day Saturday and he came okay.
Nice pigeon, mate. Pigeons are credit you, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me around today.
Thanks very much, Keith. Thank
Cheers,
you.
lads.